welcome to the Classic Car Enthusiast. Just put up a little video of what's been going on in the workshop. Amir was working on the Mini while I was away. The two Minis, in fact. My beige Mini, he was putting the front seat belts in, and we're going to start on the rear ones. It's going for a test soon. And the black one was putting the inner wings on and finishing off the gussets inside around the companion boxes, and the main box section across the floors, the strengthening tunnel. And I've been working on these XKs. I really need to get these engines up and running, so I have to actually put the gearboxes on, because the gearbox comes part of the rear engine mount, the back of the engine, and the bell housing and the gearbox is where it's actually mounted on. So I have to put that all together. That means new thrust or release bearings and so on and so forth. So I'm trying to get that together now before the weekend. I had a I'm sure you all have them, but I had a troll that turned up, and he called himself Peter Adams. Probably not his real name. Most of these people are cowards anyway, and hide behind. And I thought, well, I've got to have a look at his site, and he had a channel with like 3 subscribers and no videos of his own, obviously. He'd taken videos from other people. These people obviously have nothing better to do. So if you're watching in Tom and all the other guys who are just starting, like Graham from Team Stockdown, whatever, don't worry about it. These people are cretins. And I just wrote to the guy, and then I blanked him. I just wrote to the guy, you know, if you don't like the videos, he made some shitty comment like, oh, you're talking shit, or do some work and do this and all the rest of it. Absolute nonsense. And I just write, well, don't watch it again, you moron, you know. And then, but I've blanked him anyway, so he can't come back on again. I don't understand these people. And in fact, I was watching Trev's blog. I know you guys, a lot of you guys watch it, and if you don't, you should. The guy's really talented, and he's just done a video on a Citroen DS, I think it is, where he put on a front wing, where he put a repair section in, and when it's finished, I mean, absolutely brilliant. You wouldn't know the difference. You'd think it was a bought panel. It's that good. And somebody's put a thumbs down on his as well. I mean, what do these people want? Attention. I think they're attention seekers. They're probably called Billy No Mates or something. Anyway, so if you get any Tom or Graham, don't worry about it. They're peons. They're not really worth bothering about. So yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of footage up, not too much, because I've quite a bit of footage, but I'd like to put up a little bit to show you what the area was like. It was very beautiful where we were. As I said, the only downside is the turnout wasn't particularly good. There was only 9 cars, and 8 of them, or 7 of them were XJSs, and I'm sorry to the XJS fans, but I'm not a fan of the XJS. Never was. I always thought we were a bit big and bulky, and they're not a real sports car to me, but you know, everybody's different, you know. Some people like them. To me, the Jaguars were the best up until the XJ6 Series 1, when Jaguar still had it. Once British Leyland got it, it went downhill rapidly, like most things that British Leyland touch. Had really bad management, the workforce was a problem, they were always on strike, whatever. Through whatever reasons, I won't get into the politics of it, but the management was just as bad, if not worse. And then of course when Ford had Jaguar, it was a disaster. And really the only time it's been good again is since Tata took it over and really brought the brand back again. But up until really, I think the late 70s, the Series 1 XJ6 was kind of the last good car they made. The rest were pretty ropey, to say the least, unfortunately. Anyway, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the video, and we'll catch you on the next one. What about that for a view?
Chef, können wir eine Runde fahren?
So, siehst du nicht in den Auto?
Well, I've been away. Amir's put these two. Oh, that was a panel there. A wing I just tripped on. He's put these 2 inner wings in, so they're all welded in. This one's just on, just to check it all out. Okay, so he's made good now all the cross box here, this main what's the name of it now? Cross member, this main cross member. It's done all the sides in there. I'll take you around the other side. All in here is done on the other side. What we'll do is, once it's all finished, we'll cork it, and I always like to put stone chip on the inside as well as the outside. But you can see, oh, that can's in the way, sorry. Hang on. You can see it looks nice all the way along. So they're all in place. So yeah, what you can see, what he's done, he's actually put it, I did it before with this trolley, he's put a board underneath it there and support the whole front of it, so it's actually not sitting on this jig at all. It won't sit on it now until we've put the scuttle in. We'll put the front scuttle on first, and well, reline up the wings again and the front panel, and then we'll put it back on again. There's a bit of work to do here that I wasn't shown before because the thing was over it. There's a bad thing, so we're going to cut this out. I'll probably make that out of 3mm because it's quite thick, that bulkhead. So yeah, for the Mini guys, we should have that done in by I would think by the weekend. We'll have that all in place, and then we'll put it back on the spit on the rotisserie, and weld all the insides up and get the scuttle on, the outer wings, the front panel, and then we'll cut the arches afterwards. For the 13-inch, we'll cut these afterwards. Once we've got them, they're easier to cut. Trying to do them when they're off the car is a bit awkward to hold them, and once they're lined up, it's easier to get the whole thing lined up. Like these ones I talked about before. So these are the 2 strengtheners, and what a lot of people are doing is they're actually cutting the piece off and then putting it back inside. And as you can see, that would go. You put it on basically and line it all up, and wherever it comes to. And you can actually use that edge. This is about exactly the same as the one from the template, the paper template from Mini Space. But you need them cut out for the 13-inch. Even more so with the front. It's not so bad on the back here, on the A panel, but on the front you can have problems, so you've got to really make sure you cut them correctly. So yeah, so that's the Mini. Hopefully, say we'll have that done by the weekend. We're doing some work on this Mini. This is why the seats are out. You can see they're sat there. Putting in the new seat belts. There's the rear ones, and there's the front ones. He's put them in already. So, and then put them back together. There's the seats sitting there. And I've been working on this XK 150 chassis. This is my one, the black one. This has been powder coated. I bought it powder coated. So today I've just fitted up all these engine mounts here, new engine mounts, and there and there. So we'll clean that one up tomorrow. These are onto the gearbox, between the gearbox, the bell housing and the engine itself, the back of the engine. Also, I've done all these today, recut and tapped them all. These ones in the front. This basically holds the front steering rack on, and these actually hold on the, well actually it's that bit there, you can see. You see that arm coming down in the centre there. Sorry, the arm on the front there. That leg support there, there's them 2 holes there. Oh, those 2 there. So that's where that little leg sits on there. So this is my chassis. As I say, it's brand new. And I bought it when I bought the car, and they've gone up. I think I paid £2,200 for that, and they're now nearly £5 grand. So that's what, 2.5 years. It's doubled in price. This is Johan's original chassis, and he had it acid dipped, cleaned, acid dipped and galvanised, but I'm not very keen on the galvanising. I think alright on a Land Rover chassis, but I think the black powder coating, well, this is a bit dirty, but I think the powder coating is much nicer. It's a bit dirty than the galvanised, because there's a few places in it which I think is pretty scabby, like there. It just doesn't look very nice. It's a bit pitted there. But I've got an endoscope to look inside the chassis just to make sure everything's good, and just make sure it's nice in here. But it feels a bit rough in places. So you can see there's the engine mounts on that one as well. This is fine for moving around this thing, but we'll have to put axle stands under it to put the engine on it. So this is what we want to do now, is we're trying to, he's finishing off the Mini, and I'll crack on with getting these engines in place, rebuilding the putting the bell housings back on the gearboxes. This is the Tremec T5 boxes. We've got two of these. These are 5-speed boxes, very easily to select and change, not like the old Moss box that was on them, very slow and sluggish. So it should make touring with the car so much nicer with a 5-speed, and we've tried it already to make sure that the pressure plate and well, not the pressure plate, but the clutch plate is lined up with the spigot inside. So we pop the shaft in just to make sure, and it's perfect. So there should be no problem lining them up, and then we can lay them on the chassis. Because obviously it's an easy way to, you're basically building the whole car on the chassis and then offering the body back onto it when it's finished. Even the fuel tank, the electric to the back, not onto the body of course, but the exhaust, everything can go in before you put the body on, so it gives you complete access, which is a kind of nice way to do things. So there we are, that's it, an update for today. Oh, the trip went very well. The car was perfect all the way around. Little disappointed with the turnout. There was only about 9 cars, and there was 3 E-types. There was a 65, this one, which is a 66, and a 1.5, or unofficially it's called a 1.5. That's where the crossover was between the 1 and the Series 1 and the Series 2 car, where the lights were the same on the back, and then they had front open lights. And the rest were all XJS's, V12s, which I don't know, something about an automatic box in a car that's supposed to be a sports car just doesn't sound right to me. But anyway, so yeah, just wanted to let you have a look at what we're up to. I'll do some more filming tomorrow if I get one of these engines up and I've got all the parts that I need. I've just got to check now that all the thrust bearings, and this is the bell housings here, and I've just taken this apart. This is the original thrust bearing, you can see quite damaged here. So I'll get that so I'll get that sorted out. Yeah, so I've got new ones of these, so I'll get all the shafts cleaned up, put it all back together, and that's the carrier for it, the yoke. Basically just this fits into here, and that just throws the release bearing in it to open the pressure plate. So that's it for today. So thanks for watching, and catch you on the next video. So stay safe, keep the faith, and